Back in the saddle again. Here we are again tonight with CORA Championship Online Racing Association. And if you haven't seen these cowboys, I'll tell you what, you're missing out on some pretty good racing. Tonight we're at Watkins Glen up here in New York, set for 44 laps. And I believe they set the, sent the caution, the flagmen home tonight. I don't believe there's going to be any caution flags thrown here tonight. So tell you what, cowboy, you are on your own here at Watkins Glen. In the trucks tonight, let's quickly run down through the points here, let you know who's who and who's where here at Championship Online Racing Association. Dale Smalley, he still sits at the top of the pile, 461 points. To the good side, Dallas Markle up 2 positions. He sits in second place, 49 points behind Dale Smalley. Michael Churchman, he sits 82 points in that number 3 position, down a notch this week. And Garrett Denton, he sits up a couple of notches this week in 4th position, 85 points behind the leader. Tight battle between 3rd and 4th place there between Churchman and Denton. Gary Bauer, he sits in the middle there, 6 positions gained so far, 114 in back of the leader. Sean Dewar, he's up a position this week, sits there in 6th. He's 123 behind the lead. Mark Montanari, he's down a couple of positions, actually down 4 positions this week, sits there in 7th, and he's 137 points behind the leaders. Galen Gidman, if I'm reading that correctly, in 8th position. He's up a couple of notches this week, 143 points behind the leader. And in 9th, and up 5 positions, cowboy. I tell you what, this dude's on the move. Jay Anderson, he sits 151 off the lead. Rounding out your top 10 for Championship Online Racing Association tonight, coming into Watkins Glen, is Nathan Sedlick. He is 170 points behind the lead and has slipped down 1 notch according to the numbers here in the standings. So that's your top 10 here for Championship Online Racing Association coming into Watkins Glen here tonight. Let's take a trackside for this special announcement.
We ask that you all rise, and gentlemen, please remove your caps, as Reverend Dusty Dent gives our pre-race invocation.
Dear Lord, let us pray. We want to thank you, Lord, for all we have. Dear Lord, we ask you that you protect those men and women who serve us both here and abroad. And oh Lord, we give thanks to those who have served us and have given that ultimate sacrifice that we may enjoy the liberties that we have today. And oh Lord, we ask you that you give these drivers the skill and the good internet connection so that we may be given a race like no other. Lord, we ask you that our racing give us the green-white checkers that we so deserve, and that we may enjoy an exciting race to the finish we all want to see. Lord, may you heighten the senses and protect these drivers so that they can give us a 3-wide door-banging race to the checker flag tonight. And can we all say amen? And I'll say amen.
Ladies and gentlemen, please remain standing as we proudly introduce Jaden Berkey to sing our national anthem.
Glorious and free, oh Canada, we stand on guard for thee. Oh Canada, we stand on guard for thee. And the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
And now at this time, the 5 sons of our CEO, James Brown, Alex, Andrew, Nick, Cody, and Ethan, will deliver the 4 most famous words in all of automotive racing. Good luck, drivers. To all those watching, it's time to sit back, relax, and strap it down. Let's go Sunday money racing, CORA style.
And we are back live up here in the booth at Watkins, Glen. Special thanks to the folks who put together that video there with the national anthem. I tell you what, 44 laps here at Watkins, Glen. Harrison Weidlitz joins me up here in the booth along with Alan Larson. Alan Larson, Public Relations Administrator from Championship Online Racing Association. Let's take him down through the lineup here to let him know who's who and who's where here as we get things rolling here at Watkins Glen. Starting out on the pole in that number 39 truck, that belongs to Chase Caber. Cole Caber, he's in the number 2 machine on the outside of Chase. Second row, that 44 truck, that belongs to Kevin McCarthy. And in the 48 truck, that is Dallas Maracle in 4th. In 5th position, the 78 machine, that's Michael E. Johnson. Starting 6th tonight, the 81 truck, that belongs to Colton Berkey. Michael Churchman, he'll be starting in 7th position in the number 88 truck tonight. Nathan Sedlick, he's in that number 35 in 8th position. James Brown, no, not the James Brown, this is the James Brown. He starts in 9th position in the 00 tonight here at Watkins Glen. Rounding out the first 10 trucks is James Thorndike. He'll be starting in 10th position in the number 59. Harrison?
In the second half of the field, we've got Gary Bauer in the 07 starting 11th, Galen Gidman to his outside in 12th. Travis Brown will be starting 13th in this race with Ben Manning in the 67 in 14th. In 15th, we've got Dale Smalley, and alongside of him on the start will be the number 18 of Jay Anderson. 17th, we've got Everett Lane, and behind him, the final 2 trucks taking time are the 02 of James Wilkins and the 31 of Martin Porter. And 20th through 22nd on the grid did not put up a lap in qualifying, and they are Joel Wood, Carl Jones, and Sean Dower.
And looks like Gary Bauer having some kind of ignition problems here tonight in the 07 machine, still sitting on pit road. So we'll wait to see if the 07 can get that thing fired up and back out on the track. Set for 44 laps here at Watkins Glen. Of course, this is the NASCAR track. I guess the short track version of Watkins Glen, NASCAR version here tonight. So Harrison, what do you think, bud? Watkins Glen in the trucks. I don't think I've ever seen a race here in the trucks.
Yeah, you know what? Believe it or not, I actually ran a race here in another league a couple of weeks ago, which is, it's a lot of fun. And I tell you, the main thing I noticed when I came into the server today is these times are absolutely flying. The weather's overcast. It's about 13, 14 degrees cooler than what they usually are in iRacing servers. You can tell it's noticeably darker. The times are extremely fast, about a second and a half, 2 seconds faster than usual. So the people are going to have to watch their drive off and make sure that they keep those rear tires underneath. And it's going to be a difficult race, probably only a one pit stop race. It's going to be a game of who can make the least mistakes. Should be really entertaining.
You bet. And I'll tell you what, the weather here at Watkins Glen looks like a little bit like Chicago earlier this afternoon. Overcast, 65 degrees, so it's a little bit on the chilly side. No wind to speak of. And I'll tell you what, relative humidity about 10%. So this is probably optimum racing weather. Pace car pulls off when we're getting set to go here at Watkins Glen. This is Championship Online Racing Association back in the saddle again. The green flag comes out. Chase Cabra on the move. I think that's his brother, Cole Cabra. Side by side as Chase takes a spin Cole Cabra takes a spin right on the get-go. That's going to bring a couple of more around with him.
Yeah, that's a tough break right on the start. Dallas Miracle got into the 2 and a couple other trucks. I see a Denver Broncos truck, the 78 around. On these starts, man, it's very tight. It could be pretty. It's the most anxious moment of the race for sure, because you can drive into turn 1 deeper than when you're at full speed. A lot of people back off about where they would on a normal lap, and a couple other people behind them sometimes will try to take advantage. So it's people with unpredictable braking spots there, and that's really the biggest corner that you have to get through to get through this race. You worry about turn 1 and lap 1. After that, you can breathe a little bit easier. But a tough break for Cole Cabra and a couple others. A 78 of Michael Johnson was around, and possibly a few others.
You bet. And I tell you what, going into turn 1 down there, it is a downhill grade going into turn 1, and you really got to get on the binders because it's a very sharp right-hand turn when you get there. So, and they did take away the sand down there, so you run off onto the asphalt down there. I guess that's a little bit of savings down there if you can, get it under control. In the old days, when you ran off into the sand trap down there, you were pretty much all done because you couldn't get back out of the sandbog. But first couple laps in the books here at Watkins Glen. Chase still out in front in that number 39 machine, followed by Cole Cabra. I believe that's his brother, if I'm not mistaken, in that number 2 truck. Quite a bit of damage on the back end of that machine. But Kevin McCarthy holding his own. He's sitting back here in second position. He's actually in front of, I think he's in front of Cole Cabra back here. I have to wait until the numbers cycle back around here, and there's only one timing marker here on the track. Unfortunately, it's right at the start-finish line, so you got to wait for 1 minute and 11 seconds or so, 12 seconds, so they all come back around. But Kevin McCarthy being shown in second position.
Yeah, Kevin McCarthy is in second, and he was about half a second off of Chase Cabra in qualifying, but he's hanging with him real well right now as they cross the line this time by. Chase puts up a 1:12.84. Kevin McCarthy behind him, full 4/10 faster to 12:39. So McCarthy is putting the pressure on. And Michael Tjeerdsma, sorry if I pronounced that wrong, in the 88, who's currently up to third. He has actually gained some time as well. So a rough start for Cole. In that lap, he lost some time. He's going to have to battle his way through traffic. Now, his race isn't completely lost. With 44 laps here, it's a lot of time to work your way through traffic, and you have that pit stop where you can really take advantage and get in some open track and almost said fresh air. Dirty air doesn't matter much here, but open track is extremely beneficial. So Cole will have a chance to come up, but unless there are some mistakes out here up front, his race for the win is effectively over. And I went back and looked at what happened to the 78, and what happened was James Thorndike on the start just got a little, almost ran into the back of someone else on the start, and he had to switch out of line, and he couldn't brake as heavily as he needed to, and got into the back of the 78. So just a rough deal there for the 78 of Michael Johnson, who is actually the last car running right now out of the 21. But up front, Chase Caber pulling away from Michael McCarthy that lap.
McCarthy losing a few tenths there on that last time around to Chase Caber up there. Michael Churchman, he's about 3.1 seconds behind the lead. Now remember, that all happened there right on the first lap going into turn one. So there's a bunch of these guys who have fallen behind here because of that. You got to get off the throttle, get things straightened back up, check yourself and then get back with it. So, but in fourth position, number 35, that belongs to Nathan Sadek back here. He's 5 seconds off the lead, almost 5.5 seconds, let's call it, pretty much running by himself. And then there's James Brown in fifth and Dallas Markle in sixth. There are only a couple of tenths that separate these two, but there are plenty of laps left to go here at Watkins Glen. 4 laps in the books right now, 40 left to go here. So plenty of time for these guys to get it sorted out. And like Harrison said, pit stops, that's the key right there. Get in, get it 4 new shoes, a bucket of oats, and get back out on the track. But right now with 4 laps in the book, Chase Caber with the lead.
Yeah, as we get more and more laps on these tires, you'll see throttle control will be at a premium. The better you can control those rear tires and keep the power to the ground, the better you will be. McCarthy and Chase going back and forth as far as who's the fastest car on the track, and the 88 in third, keeping up pretty well. But as we see some distance throughout the field, we will see some battles in the middle of the pack and up front. But at Watkins Glen, you get sorted out, and it's really a game of you versus the track. It's very difficult to remain consistent here. And I'd imagine, I haven't actually tried this track under these weather conditions, but if I had to guess, I would say that it's there's more grip, but you're actually, you have to be a little more easy on the gas and watch it. You'll be more liable to spin the tires a little more liable to get the rear end, lose the drive off, burn the rear tires. But these guys doing a great job right now. The fall off of this track will actually keep falling off all the way to the end of the run. But it'll plateau out about 10 laps in, and they could run the same time as they were. Overall, maybe they'll lose about 1.5 seconds. So it's a lot different than fresh tires. Some will be much better on the longer run than fresh tires. And Dallas Miracle in the 48 was able to get by James Brown, and he's running competitive times, and he's pulled up to the 35 of Nathan Sedlak. So the 35 and the 48 right now, looking to battle for the 4th position here, 6 laps into the race.
Absolutely, and apologies. That's Chase Cabre. And I should have known that. I've known this kid for quite some time. The Cabre brothers, Cole and Chase. Cabre Chase still out there in front. Cole picking up 7th position here, trying to fight back after that devastating hit on lap 1. But I tell you what, let's take a check back here. About 11th position in the 81 machine. That's Colton Berkey, and I believe he's working to get around the number 1 of Everett Lane right here at the bus stop, and he's going to do it right there on the entry. I tell you what, that's some pretty good driving out of this young man. As I understand it, Colton Berkey, 12 years old, if I'm not mistaken, Alan?
No, he's 18.
Oh, 18. Okay, I'm sorry. I thought I'm somehow mistaking him for somebody else that. A young driver, but Colton Berkey, I believe that's he's the son of Gordon Berkey, I believe, one of the series administrators here.
Yeah, that is correct. The one you're thinking of is Nicholas Doucette. He's our 13-year-old.
That's the one. When father-son teams get together, they always think of one being quite a bit younger than the other. But I'll tell you what, Colton Berkey, looking to have a good run here at Watkins Glen, and went around Everett Lane. Everett Lane making an unscheduled pit stop, and looks like he may be behind the having some electrical problems. Thought he was going to push it behind the wall here, but the number 1 of Everett Lane on pit road. It's a full tire change for that crew. Not sure if he's actually may not. Well, I'm not sure if it was a full tire change or not. A little bit of blinking going on there in the pits by the number 1 truck, but Everett Lane back out on the track now, but he's about 30 some odd seconds behind the leader now.
Yeah, JD, the truck I'm watching here is the 2 truck at Kohls-weelborg. He's Chase's little brother. He's only 13 years old, and he was involved in that first little incident in there on the start. Went all the way almost to the back of the pack and worked his way all the way back up to 7th already. Wow, what a drive.
You bet. And I'll tell you what, that young man probably learning from his older brother, Chase, up there in front, still holding down the fort. And in behind Kohls-weelborg is Travis Brown in the number 8 machine. I mean, in the number 33 machine in 8th position. Why am I reading? I should probably put on my glasses. What do you think, Harris?
Yeah, looking at Kohls-weelborg, I went back and looked at lap 1. When he came out of that little spin in turn number 1, he was running in the 16th position, made up 3 by the time they completed lap 1. So he fell all the way to 16th, and before that lap even completed, he was back up to 13th. Now up to 7th with some open track. He'll be able to chase down Nathan Sedlick, James Brown, about 3 seconds between the two right now. But he'll need some mistakes up front to catch his brother Chase Cabry. And Chase is a driver that you see around iRacing a lot, whether it's running the A-Class, the Cup car. I've seen him in some NASCAR iRacing Series races. I've raced against him a few times. Very competitive driver. Someone you can trust actually alongside on the track. He knows how to control his cars, and clearly you need to have some good car control. You got to have some good situational awareness and all of that to be competitive at a track like this. And right now, he is up top with the 44 of Kevin McCarthy, and they're actually pulling away from the 88 of Michael Churchma right now. But McCarthy, he can't shake McCarthy, so it'll be interesting to see how this plays out. Actually, as we were watching Ethan Lane, I believe it was, or excuse me, Everett Lane, when Everett Lane was on pit road, I reminded myself he almost got caught speeding on exit. That second half of pit road being a downhill, it's very easy to kind of lose track of your RPMs, and the truck will start to roll faster, and you got to watch yourself. These drivers, especially when they have a lot to lose, if they're up front, they can't get caught speeding, and that's a mistake that's actually somewhat easy to do here.
You bet. And Everett Lane all the way back here in 19th position, about a minute 2 seconds in back of the leader, is almost in danger of going down. He's only about 10 or 12 seconds away from going a lap down. Very, very difficult to get your lap back here at a place like Watkins, Glen, especially after sending the flagman home. There will be no cautions here tonight, so if you get caught up, you're pretty much done for the night if you fall behind. Let's take it up to about 16th position. Jay Anderson, number 18 machine. He's working with Sean Dewar and Gary Bauer up here. Pretty much follow the leader. It's been that way now for about a couple of laps. So with 9 laps in the books here, 44 on the board, I would imagine these guys just playing follow the leader until we get down to the point where they get their pit stops complete and can really go to racing here late in the race like we usually see. But right now, Jay Anderson sitting in 16th, Sean Dewar in 15th, and they're all chasing down Gary Bauer up there in that number 07 in 14th position.
Yeah, a lot of trucks all together. And it's interesting how these Watkins Glen races play out because it seems like you have 2 types of drivers here. You'll have the drivers who are extremely good in the first run, and for whatever reason, maybe it's a little bit of fatigue, but they lose some of that edge and they actually run a lot slower in the second run. And I've always been someone who maybe the first run isn't that great, but you get into that second run, you fall into that rhythm, and you have more open track. Maybe you're a little spread out. It's actually right in front of Jay Anderson. The 66, Sean Dewar, got completely sideways in the inner loop. The 66 able to save it, loses 1 position, and no harm, no foul. Just lost a position, but was able to keep that truck out of the wall. So a good save by Sean there in the number 66. But put Jay Anderson up to 15th position. But this is a track where some drivers will come on really strong in that second run. The first run, maybe they'll use it to kind of feel out. Maybe they didn't do a full fuel run in practice, and as the fuel burns all the way off, the balance of the truck really does change. And some drivers just kind of need that run to feel it out, and will come on really strong in the second half. So that's something to look out for Kevin McCarthy and Chase Cabry. But As we're about 11 laps in, we're pushing about half the length of a run right here, and certainly I don't think there are any battles currently on the track, but a couple of cars are chasing down some others, and Cabri is only about Cole Cabri, the younger brother, I believe, is about 2.5 seconds behind Nathan Sedlick right now, trying to chase down the top 5.
And James Thorndike, he just let the number 1 machine of Everett Lane go. Lane working really hard to try to work that lap back. He did fall victim to the leaders here. So I tell you what, Everett Lane all the way back here in 19th position. He was between the 9th and 10th position cars, but working quick to try to get around folks here and see if he can't race that lap back. But he does have a long ways to go here at Watkins Glen. And I tell you, I mean, there's nothing that can save you here with no caution flags, no opportunity to regroup and come back down pit road. As he comes down off of turn 1 and just goes wide, almost into what used to be the sand trap down there off of turn 1, but gathers it back as Colton Berkey goes right back around him in that number 10 or that number 81 machine in 10th position. So Everett Lane trying to work it back here. Don't know whether he's going to have any success here or not. But out in front of him is Colton Berkey and James Thorndike, 9th and 10th position trucks up here. They've been chasing each other now for quite a few laps. But in front of them, the 00, James Brown, he's having his difficulties here tonight. As 59 goes by, I believe Brown pulled over and just let him run there here. And he's also got Colton Berkey alongside. So James Brown, looks like he might be struggling here at Watkins Glen tonight.
Yeah, actually, just coming through the inner loop that time by, James Brown overshot it a little bit and shot into the grass. All 4 tires were in the inside grass, clear of the track by about 4 feet or so, and that is actually a slowdown penalty. So when James got to the carousel, he pulled high and slowed his truck down as much as the officials required, and now he's under attack. The 81 of Colton Berkey looking underneath, and that is a battle for 9th position, but it's very easy to make a mistake entering that inner loop. It's a corner where you can make up a lot of ground, but you can also lose a lot of ground the same token. And James just got a little too much right there, but probably thankful that he kept his truck off the walls, didn't spin it around. Very easy to do as they come through that inner loop the next time by right now. And sometimes it plays tricks in your mind when you make a mistake in this corner. Maybe you go a little too easy next time by, but James definitely recovered pretty nice, had a nice bus stop, as many of us like to call it, and seems to be pulling a little bit on the 81 of Colton right now, with Thorndike ahead of him, and it looks like James has enough speed to possibly get up there and race Thorndike for the 8th position.
Yeah,
Chase Cabri, go ahead, Alan.
I'm watching this battle for between Cole and Nathan, and Cole just took it back from Nathan, so he's now moved himself up to 5th place, and he's running to the front. You know, I bet you, with the pit stops and everything, by the time we get to the end of this race, Cole's going to give his brother a run for his money.
Yeah, that might be something to see too, and I'd like to be a fly on the wall in the home of the Cabri house too. But I tell you what, with 14 laps in the book, Chase Cabri is your leader. He's being chased down by Kevin McCarthy. Let's go ahead and step away, take a commercial break. You're watching live, ETV Live, Cowboy. This is CORA, Championship Online Racing Association, back in the saddle again at Watkins Glen. So don't wander off, Cowboy. We'll be right back.
Race fans, it's time for those most famous words in motorsports. Drivers, start your engines!
he comes up at a corner number 4, and the checkered flag, he wins his first NASCAR iRacing. Inside SimRacing.tv, the fastest show on the internet. Sim racing news and reviews since 2007, with new shows every week.
Back live here at Watkins, Glen. I'll tell you what, Cowboy, this is CORA Championship Online Racing Association, qualifying 3 nights a week for a shot at Sunday money. Drivers pay an entry fee, then a percentage of the fees are up for grabs every Sunday night during the Sunday Money Series. Win a trip to the bank. Visit them at their new website, cora-racing.com. And we're hearing we have an issue in the bus stop with the 48 machine. I want to roll it backward here, Harrison, and see if I can catch up with this. Dallas Markle in the 48. Looks like he lost it right there in the bus stop. This is usually where we see it happen, either right here in the bus stop or down there off of turn 1. And he gets into the tires here right at the tail end of the bus stop, manages to get out of the grass, back up on the track. But that's going to set him back by quite a bit now.
Yeah, the 48 Dallas Miracle, he simply, I think he missed his braking point by a little bit, and he tried to recover it. But when you're trying to slow that quickly and you start downshifting, you lose that rear end, you just lose that grip, and it starts doing what many people call a death wobble, pretty much. And so once Dallas missed the corner, that was going to be extremely hard to recover. Could have been worse. Was able to get going, but actually went to pit road. Might have had a meatball flag on where it tells you to get the damage repaired. But Dallas exiting the pits right now. We also had an issue entering turn 1. I heard James Thorndike on the radio being apologetic to, I believe it was the 00 of James Brown. And James had actually, going back and watching this, James had actually just passed him. Remember, James had that black flag in the inner loop, and then in turn 1, Thorndike actually missed his braking point the same way that Dallas did, except on the opposite side of the track. So Thorndike got into the 00 of James Brown and spun him around, and I believe we got the replay right now for you. But Thorndike apologetic, and I don't think James is overly angry. He understands his mistake, but when you miss a braking point, especially in a downhill corner entry, it is just extremely hard to recover. You're just doing all you can to try to avoid the other truck, which is really difficult to do.
It is at that, and I'll tell you what, we just got word, note passed to me here just a minute ago. Dale Smalley he has left the track, pushed the truck behind the wall, and is actually headed off to a charity race apparently tonight. So Dale Smalley, he took the green flag and will finish tonight in 21st position. He just wanted to be able to take the flag apparently, get some last place points, and then he's off to run a charity event here tonight. So Dale Smalley finishing in 21st tonight. That's already given, but I tell you what, still out front is Chase Cabry in that number 39 machine. Kevin McCarthy, I seen McCarthy run, and McCarthy's pretty methodical when it comes to this racing stuff. And I got a funny feeling McCarthy, he's just kind of chasing Cabry down here a little bit. Actually, he's going to put the move on him here on the outside. The 39 and 44 side by side here, heading off into the bus stop. 39 is going to give it up. The 44 takes the lead from Chase, and around he goes in the bus stop, into the tires. The 44 truck, Kevin McCarthy, tried to get around the 39er Chase Cabry, goes around right at the bus stop. A lot of damage to the right rear of that 44 truck here tonight, and some major front end damage here, Harris.
Oh, that's entering the bus stop side by side is hard to do, and Chase Cabry knew that, backed out early enough to give the 44 McCarthy the spot, but McCarthy just wasn't able to see that quick enough, and he committed to a pretty late braking zone to try to clear him, to clear Chase for the lead, and unfortunately just got in too hot. Very similar to what we saw with Dallas about 2 laps ago. So that's a tough break. Just as we were talking about the 44 being methodical, the 44 into the tires again. Just actually his truck is yawed out and extremely broken, and he's going to have to get quite a bit of damage fixed. But as you were talking about him being a very methodical racer, we saw Chase make a little mistake through the S's in front of him, and that's how he was able to get alongside, approaching the bus stop. So, but McCarthy, his truck very, very damaged right now, is going to bring it to pit road. The 44 looking to get that repaired, possibly just salvage whatever kind of finish he can. But that's a tough break for the 44. A very interesting battle for the lead being set up. And Chase right now in his Great Clips number 39 is the sole owner of that top spot right now, not being pressured by anyone. And with that issue for Kevin McCarthy, Cole Cabry, the 2 truck, is up to 3rd place, 13 seconds behind the leader, so gaining a couple of seconds, working his way forward. He might run out of time, but listen, one mistake and he's there.
I was just going to say that, Chase better not relax too much. If he looks in his mirror, his little brother's coming.
And coming he is. I'll tell you what, what was a matter of tenths of a second lead has now developed into a 4.8 second lead over Michael Churchman, who now occupies that second position in the number 88 machine. Kevin McCarthy back out on the track in the 44 with a lot of damage to that machine of his still, but when he comes back around the track here, we'll get the scoring from the tower and see where he's going to wind up. Still having a lot of handling issues with that number 44 machine. Travis Brown sits back here in 5th position, actually now in 4th position as they cross the line. And that's going to move McCarthy all the way back to about 7th position. Still on the lead lap, however.
Yeah, looking at McCarthy's truck, might have a quick damage fix in this race. I wasn't sure, but he was able to put 4 tires on, and they righted his truck. It's still clearly a lot of cosmetic damage on that piece, but it's like they reset the rear end pretty quickly. Right now, he's competitive enough to make up spots. McCarthy is a minute behind the leader. So he's just kind of going to do all that he can to get himself the best finish that he can. And certainly we saw he has the speed. He's going to come through this field and gain a lot of spots and be in various battles throughout the rest of this race. But I'm not sure if he'd be able to go all the way on fuel from here. Actually, he should be okay since he has to pit about lap 18, 19. He has to go about 26 laps, and I think that's doable on a full tank here. So McCarthy should be set for the rest of the race. The 39 of Chase Cabry and just about everybody else will have to come down pit road. But be an interesting setup coming here is Cole Cabry again narrowing the gap to under 13 seconds now. He's in the 12-second bracket behind his brother. Last time by, Chase went a 1 minute 12:98, which is a pretty good lap. The second place Churchman went a 13:47, and then scrolling back to Cole Cabry last lap was a 13:28. So Chase able to pull away a little bit that lap. But as we've seen this long run, Chase has actually been the fastest truck on the track for most of it, hanging in the 13.0 bracket when a lot of times the leaders, McCarthy and Chase, were both hanging around 13:30s. So Cole is looking to be the fastest truck on the track right now. These tires have worn off. He's shown that he knows what he's doing.
You bet. And let's go back here to about 8th position. Galen Gidman hanging on to that 8th position in the 04 machine here. He's being chased down by Gary Bauer, about 2 seconds behind him. But I tell you what, watching these guys go, it looks like the biggest problem they're having is right down there in turn 1. 22 laps in the book, so we're getting to the point now where tires are starting to become a big deal here. Grip-wise, so at the bottom of turn 1, they seem to be taking off into the what used to be called the sand trap down there at the bottom of the hill, just a little bit more. Thank God for the asphalt down there on the other side of that yellow line. But for right now, Galen Gidman being chased by Gary Bauer. Kevin McCarthy moves back to the 10th position here, still on the lead lap. and just trying to duke it out. In fact, McCarthy now being shown in 8th position as he got around Gidman and Bauer and Anderson.
Yeah, as Galen Gidman actually hits pit road, bringing that 04 truck to pit lane, along with I see James Thorndike down there, as well as Everett Lane. So we're hitting the halfway point in this race right about now, and this is when you'll see many drivers come to pit road. A lot of times you want to cut that race in half. You might see some people try to pit earlier than others to try to clear them in a battle. You can certainly get a lot of speed out of these tires early on, and then they just kind of drop off to where they'll remain for the rest of the race. But the 04 coming to pit road this time, is you're talking about turn 1, everyone's sliding wide. That is a corner where people don't realize is how much time you can gain when you back off early for turn number 1 and slow it early. You could bring it right down to that curbing and get an incredible run off the corner without using too much of that runoff. It's a little bit deceiving because you could carry a lot of speed and run into that runoff, but you lose a lot of momentum, and you need all the momentum you can get because the S's are not wide open, but you can drive them very aggressively, leading to that long straightaway to the inner loop. So turn 1, very important corner, and the drivers who were running that corner the best are backing off early, bringing it right to the bottom, and you don't want to use too much curb because that'll send you out into the runoff as well. But I believe Kevin McCarthy's pit stops are done, so he's going to gain a lot of time here when the 39 comes to pit road. The 39 staying out so far, but we should see these front runners come down pit road very soon, as about half the field so far has been to pit road.
Michael Churchman, the 88, still following Chase Cabry in the number 39 by about almost, let's call it 6 seconds here. Who's gonna argue a couple of tenths here? But these two are still out on the track. Green flag pit stops are imminent for both of these, as most of the field has come down pit road already, waiting for a few others here. Looks like I think that might have been Travis Brown in the 33 machine on his way down pit road. And for all these guys, it'll be 4 new shoes and a bucket of oats for sure as we work through green flag pit stops. Still keeping an eye on the leaders up here. Chase Cabry in the number 39 machine coming around the final turn, and he's going to go by pit road one more time here. So I don't know whether these guys are taking a big chance here or what, but even back here in 3rd position, Cole Cabry, he's still out here on the track and almost getting sideways there off that last turn there coming down the front stretch.
Yeah, looking at Cole, if I was Cole, I think I would come in a little bit earlier than my brother and try to take advantage of those new tires. You get a couple of good hot laps out of them, you can make up an incredible amount of ground. And of course, you'll fall off a little bit quicker, but having those couple laps with the fresher tires makes such a difference that you're going to gain a lot of time. So I'm a little bit surprised. I do believe that these trucks can go close to at least 28 laps on fuel. This is a race where I like to set it up where when you can make it, you pit and you take advantage of those tires. But also, as actually Chase may have a slowdown, he cut a little bit of grass, and Chase Cabry has to slow down in the carousel. He cut too much grass coming out of the inner loop, and he's going to lose at least 2 seconds out of that. So Cole with a penalty right there.
Yeah, and Chase Cabry almost losing it right there on the final turn, turn 11, coming down here just past pit road down the front stretch. So you can definitely tell the tires are becoming a big issue here at Watkins Glen with 27 laps in the books. Waiting on our front 2 leaders here, along with the number 2 of Cole Cabry to make their pit stops, as they are still all on the track. Chase Cabry, of course, out in front of Michael Churchman. Cole Cabry in the number 2 in 3rd position. Dallas Markle follows in 4th position. Ben Manning, who has completed his pit stop, I believe, in the 67. Or no, he has not completed his pit stop. Ben Manning still on the track. And Kevin McCarthy, who has come down pit road at least a couple of times already, still manages to stay on the lead lap here at Watkins Glen, but just barely on the lead lap.
Yeah, and looking at Chase Cabry, that turn 11, NASCAR turn 11, the final corner, is one of the loosest corners on this track. Just the way it's geometrically set up, I would imagine. You come out of there and you want to be heavy on the gas for that long straightaway leading to turn number 1. but there's not much grip there. Whether you're in a truck or a cup car or any kind of car here, you have to be really easy on the gas coming out of that corner. As we've seen just about everybody in the lead battle just come out of there sideways at least once or twice this race. Chase remaining on the track right now, as I look back to the 88, is also not made his pit stop as well. But the two of Cole Cabry has come down pit road, so he will get those fresh tires before his brother. So it'll be interesting to see how much time he can make up with that newer set of tires.
You bet, and I tell you what, it's a little bit long ways down pit road here too. So as much time as you can make up, Chase Cabry's still out here on the track with Michael Churchman, the number 88 machine. I would venture to say these two will come down pit road next time by. 28 laps in the books here at Watkins Glen. One more time around, maybe stretching it just a little bit. Don't know whether these two guys really want to take that chance or not, but looking for the 39 and the 88 to come down pit road this time by, and it looks like that's going to happen. Chase Cabry signaling to his crew chief it's time to come in and get 4 new shoes, as he almost misses pit road and has to whoa that pony up. I believe pit road speed is 45 miles an hour here at Watkins Glen. So down pit road, the number 39 goes. He'll get 4 new shoes, a bucket of oats, get back out on the track. In the meantime, his brother in the number 2 machine is really, I tell you what, you talk about hauling the mail. Here's the opportunity this young man has while his brother sits on pit road getting service. So look out, Cowboy. Here comes that number 2 machine.
Yeah, this is where Cole has to be really aggressive. If you want to have a shot, you got to make up all the time you can right now. As Chase Cabry hit pit road, Michael Churchman, the 88, actually stayed out to get that bonus point for leading a lap. So we'll have to look for Churchman next time by. I don't believe he's cutting it too close on fuel. You can go about 29, 30 laps, I'd imagine, as Everett Lane actually has to bring it behind the wall with some electrical issues at the moment. But Cole Cabry trying to take advantage of those fresh tires, and we'll have to see just how far behind he comes out of pit road behind his brother Chase. It appears that Chase's left pit road is exiting the inner loop right about now. Meanwhile, Cole is coming through the S's. So we're looking at at least a 11 or 12 second difference, it appears. But Churchma will be hitting pit road right now from the lead, gets down to pit road speed before the cone, and will bring it to his stall. So the 88, the leader's on pit road, and Chase Cabry will have the lead next time by.
Like Pocono, like Indianapolis, Watkins Glen, kind of the same thing here. It's a long ways down pit road here where that commit cone sits on the other end. So as the 88 pulls into his pit box, it'll be 4 new shoes and a bucket of oats for Michael Churchma. In the meantime, that's going to put Chase Cabry back out to the front, being run down by his brother, Cole Cabry, back here in second position when they come back around. Dallas Markle still holding down a top 5 position. When it all cycles around, he'll come out in 3rd position. So I'll tell you what, 29 laps in the books here at Watkins Glen. Green flag pit stop's pretty much done deal here for now. Let's step away, take another commercial break. You're watching live, ATV Live. There's no other choice, Cowboy, so don't wander off. We'll be right back.
Plus other listeners where you could hear everything from big 80s metal to classic rock and roll, country radio, ETV Live, sports radio, even adult and unplugged rock and roll. HDRadioNetwork.com, one of the fastest growing internet radio networks, HDRadioNetwork.com. Take it with you, cowboy. Get the mobile app for Android, iPhone, iPad, and all the rest from TuneIn.com.
Big thank you to Kohls-weelborg Truck Center out of Minnesota here tonight for sponsoring the race at Watkins, Glen for the Championship Online Racing Association. And I'll tell you what, Cowboy, if you have not seen these guys, you got to get over and check them out. Tell them the Cowboy sent you over there, CORA-racing.com, and check these Cowboys out. You pay an entry fee, you qualify into one of these races, and dude, you got a shot at some pretty good money, pretty good prize money here with Championship Online Racing Association. Again, that's CORA-racing.com. We'll get into the payouts here in just a minute. At Watkins Glen here tonight, you know, everybody's chasing down Chase Cabry. If you talk about Chase Cabry, Chase the Cabry. But Michael Churchma, who completed his pit stop, went in first, came out second, and a little surprising. I thought that maybe Cole Cabry might have been able to overtake that second spot before Churchman was able to make it out of his pit stop. But I think what's happening here, Harrison, Cole Cabry is driving the tires off that number 2, and that might be a mistake. I see him taking some of these turns wicked wild loose, and that may be slowing him down here just a little bit.
Yeah, when you use those rear tires, it could make it a handful for the rest of the run. As I see Cole is working his way through traffic, that 2 truck is definitely passing a lot of lap traffic. But if you compare it to the 39 Chase Cabry, looking at his lap time in that first run, his best lap in that first run was only a 12:70. Now we saw he won the pole in 11:37. So that goes to show you that his best lap in the race, he was saving over a second just by taking it easy on his rear tires and trying to keep the speed in the truck as the farther he went. And actually looking at the number 39 of Chase Cabry right now, he is about to be in some thick traffic. A lot of cars trying to stay on the lead lap probably will get out of his way, but I tell you what, it's hard to get out of the leader's way while also battling someone. It could be a little bit tricky because you don't want to give up any positions, but you do want to give way to the leader. So we've got the 67 of Ben Manning actually gets really sideways in the S's. He'll have to keep it to the left side, try to stay out of the way, and they squeeze by. Oof. That was a close call for everyone behind Ben Manning right there. Ben Manning in the 67 was running in 8th, and a close call for our leader, Chase Cabry, as well as Nathan Sedlick and James Thorndike and Travis Brown. So that's 3 lap cars now in front of our leader, Chase Cabry, and that was a close call, about exactly what I was talking about. You have to be a little leery when you pull up on these guys, because when you're pulling up and you're not in a heated battle, and they are, you just have to be aware that it's not going to be a cakewalk to pass them. And as the number 88 of Churchma is actually closing the gap a little bit, because he pitted after the 39 a lap or 2 later, and so he's able to get his set of tires a little bit later and put those good lap times down. He's narrowed the gap about a 1.5 seconds at this point, and it should be even more than that as the 39 has to take it easy around this lap traffic. Last time by, Chase was about a 1.5 seconds slower than his usual pace, as Churchma gains more than a second on that lap. So the gap for the lead right now, exactly 3 seconds. Cabry to Churchma, and Cole Cabry narrowing the gap, but he's 15 seconds behind the leader, so not in play at the moment, but doing all he can.
And that's Thorndike and Sedlak, the 59 and 35 out there in front of Chase as they come to the bus stop. 39 is going to get stuck on the inside here. Wow, you talk about a tight squeeze. That's definitely a tight squeeze as Chase Cabry works through the bus stop between the 59 and the 33 machine. That's Travis Brown up on the outside. But I'll tell you what, let's take it over to Alan Larson. Alan Larson is the Public Relations Director here for CORA, Championship Online Racing Association. Alan, I know these guys qualify, and they have to pay a qualifying and an entry fee, let's call it. And then that money basically goes into a pool. What are the positions that are paid out here at CORA?
We pay the top 10 positions. We start at $50 to win, $30 for second, $20 for third, $10 for fourth, it goes back to 10th position. 10th position gets $5, so you get your money back because it's only $2 to qualify, and then $3 to get into the Sunday Money event. So if you finish top 10, you're going to get your money back.
All right, and I'll tell you what, we're just getting word that James Thorndike went around here right off of turn 11, coming down the front stretch, right there at the entrance of pit road. Just going to be back on lap 34. And actually, it looks like he kind of took a nosedive into the inside wall. Ooh, big time hit, and then tries to get that truck straightened back around. He's going to tag the inside wall a couple of times here before he can get the 59 truck turned around and headed in the right direction. So James Thorndike with massive damage on the front end of that machine. He'll head down pit road and see if he can get some damage repaired on his truck. But I tell you what, Cowboy, 36 laps in the books. We're on the downhill side of things, but hey, don't let that scare you. There's only a handful of laps left, but don't forget we're here at about a, what is this? I think it's about a 2.5 mile track here at Watkins Glen. So, and it takes about a minute and about a minute 13, give or take a few, to get around here. So still lots of laps left for these guys, Harrison.
Yeah, and as the gap, excuse me, a little under the weather today, but as the gap narrows, Michael Churchma pulling up on the 39 of Chase Gabry, and what we saw at Thorndike is actually that's the corner with the least drive off. Thorndike had trouble getting those rear tires sticking, lost it out of the final corner. No one else involved, but that was a situation. He was a little bit frustrated with where the leader passed him half a lap before. He thought Chase was a little bit too aggressive there, but Chase was in desperation mode. When you're the leader, you don't want to get in a bad position with cars racing real hard in front of you, so Chase wanted to get by. So Thorndike was in the middle of a heated battle for 9th and 10th position. Unfortunately lost it out of the final corner. But I also like the payout structure. A lot of times when you have a league with entry fees, the racers are more serious about it, and it puts on a great show. As we've seen, we haven't really seen any problems in this, any problem drivers, so to speak. A lot of times those entry fee leagues have serious drivers and drivers who really take care of each other. But Thorndike having a rough race, and that continues. He's fallen all the way back to the 15th position. And as we come up on just about 8 laps to go, Chase Cabry pulling about 2/10 on Michael Churchman that time by. Cole Cabry actually has solidified himself again as the fastest car on the track as Chase was working through all that traffic. But it's in Chase's hands. Chase, but as Alan said not long ago, you can't get too conservative because you give up anything, you change what you're doing, you're more liable to make a mistake and just lose that ground. So Chase has to do what got him this lead and remain as aggressive and hold on.
You bet. I'll tell you what, you're right. I mean, any kind of a mistake at a track like this can cost you dearly. Precious seconds equates to a position or two here at a place like Watkins Glen. Let's deal with these guys that are lapped down. We've only got a handful on the lead lap, 7 to be exact. The first car 1 lap down. That falls to the number 33 of Travis Brown. Travis qualified here tonight in 13th position, sits in 8th position, a top 10, but 1 lap down. Nathan Sadlak, he sits in the 9th position. He qualified in 8th, so he's down 1 notch here. And we've got an issue on the track, I understand.
Yeah, coming out of the final corner, Michael Churchma came out of the final corner, and it seems like if there's a problem on the track, it's usually there. He lost the drive off, got on the curbing, which can get you even looser. When you hit that curbing sideways, it'll just swing your truck around. And so Churchma running second, 3 seconds behind the leader, caught that curbing while yawed out, and as he tried to save it, it sent him head on into those tire barriers entering pit road. The 89 was sent on his roof, and actually as a couple of trucks do a good job of avoiding, Nathan Sedlick barely avoiding him, actually sneaking by to the inside. So a tough break for Churchma. We'll have to see how he fades back in line here going live. If he did not sustain enough damage that they make him pull to pit road, he still has a shot at a good finish. Cole Cabry able to pass him actually, so put Cole Cabry up to the 2nd position, and Churchman's got some space to Dallas Miracle, who's running 4th, but we'll have to see if he's has to pull it into pit road to repair some of that damage in order to be allowed to finish this race. All depends on the parameters of the game sets and where his damage is on this truck. So tough break for Michael Churchman, having a good run, led a lap, looked to solidify that 2nd position, was chasing down the leader, and he has to come to pit road this time. Too much damage on that truck to continue, so real tough break for Churchma.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, and Cole Cabry up here in 2nd position, he's still losing time to his brother, Chase Cabry, up here in the front. Cole now sitting 17.1 back of Chase Cabry in the 39 truck up here in front. But I'll tell you what, they may, it looks like that they may finish where they started up here if things keep going the way they're going. Cole has no competition whatsoever. Dallas Markle, who's running in third position, he's 29 seconds back, almost, let's call it 12 seconds in back of Cole Cabry. So with Churchman on pit road with massive damage to that number 88 machine, that pretty much puts him out of the running. So I'll tell you what, if things keep going here in the final laps, it could belong to Chase Cabry here as he comes around for the last time.
And looking at that 39 of Chase Cabry and looking at his lap times, actually last time he had some kind of issue, slowed 4 seconds compared to his pace. I'll have to see what happened to him here. It actually just appears that he caught a car at an inopportune time. Might have been, it was a lap truck of James Wilkins. He caught him a lap truck entering the inner loop, had to almost come to a stop. So a lot of lost time there for Chase, but a big enough lead that it's all right. But just looking at the 39's lap times in general, this run, he's done a really good job of taking care of his tires. His fastest lap of this run actually has his fastest lap of the race at a 12:20, but without the pressure of Kevin McCarthy breathing down his neck, Chase Cabry running a lot of laps as these tires have worn off in the 12-second range, the 1 minute 12-second range, a lot of 1280s, 1290s. So Chase, the fastest truck on the track now, in the lead. But Cole able to grab a few seconds last time by with the 39 catching James Wilkins down the backstretch. But as we come around to the start-finish line, we will be hitting 3 laps to go. So the 39 just needs to make 3 laps with no mistakes as he comes out of the final corner and heads to the finish line to get 3 to go.
One driver we haven't mentioned here tonight yet is all the way back here, 17th position, number 31 of Martin Porter. And I'll tell you what, this cowboy's doing exactly what I would do. I would just come out here, stick my elbow out the window, and go for a Sunday drive. Let's just finish the darn thing. And I think that's what Martin Porter's doing here tonight. And I tell you, he went way off on the runoff here last time around, down out the bottom of the hill off of turn 1. But Porter, his truck is pristine, clean, cowboy. So I'll tell you what, the 31 truck here, just getting the laps in here to try to finish this thing off. That's Martin Porter in that number 31 truck. But in the meantime, Chase Cabry still out in front. Nothing has changed. And I got a funny feeling you're probably looking at the finishing order the way it sits right now. But no real action other than the Sean Dewar back here in 17th position, 66. Sean started shotgun on the field here tonight, is up to 17th position, but he's 2 laps down to the leaders.
Yeah, actually looking at that Martin Porter truck, it's a nice looking Dale Earnhardt Jr. car from the era of about 2004 with those DEI stripes along the side. Dale Earnhardt Jr.'s name actually above the door. Nice looking truck there for Martin Porter. As looking at Chase Cabry, running a really clean line, takes 2 to go. Lap 43 of this race, coming up on lap traffic again. That's Everett Lane, who went off the track, swung wide, exiting turn number 1. So Chase exhibiting some caution here. Actually, Everett Lane exhibiting a lot of caution there. Everett Lane getting out of his way, simply driving into the grass, just trying to not affect the leader at all. But Chase able to squeeze by, and Chase running a very, very clean line, being really good on his tires. Entering the inner loop right now, you'll see a lot of guys actually cut through the grass on that entry there and try to get that good angle to swing through here in as straight as of a line as you can. But Chase coming through the carousel, certainly running some of the fastest laps on the track right now. So the Great Clips truck looking good as far as the line, as far as the paint scheme, and he's just 1 lap away, a lap and a half away from getting this win here at Watkins Glen.
You bet. As he works through turn 11 here just shortly, he'll come around the bend, he'll pass the start-finish line, pick up that white flag on his way by the flag stand. Final lap here at Watkins Glen for Chase Cabry, who has led every single lap, actually all but 1 lap, I believe, here tonight. So Chase Cabry, class of the field here tonight, being chased down by his brother Cole Cabry in the number 2 machine, 16.5 seconds back, and just ran out of time. Chase Cabry in the 39 machine works his way around the track. For now, it's just a Sunday drive for him as he completes the run here at Watkins Glen. Again, this is Championship Online Racing Association, and I tell you what, some championship drivers here for sure.
Yeah, Chase Cabre just needs to bring it back around, and Churchma, who we saw have that accident on the front stretch, was able to get his stuff repaired and get back on the track. He's almost one lap down, still on the track, but about a minute behind the leader. So Churchma is looking to finish in 6th place, which not as bad as it could have been, but Chase Cabre, the man out front, as he comes down to turn number 10, just needs to get through these final 2 corners without making a mistake, and no pressure behind him, so he should get it done. So coming through turn number 11, that 39 of Chase Cabre will take home the money and will take home the win. Comes out at turn 11 completely straight and crosses the line. Chase Cabre will win today at Watkins Glen.
With Cole Cabre, little brother, finishing second here tonight as he completes the last turn. Coming off of turn 11, down the front stretch, no mistakes here. Cowboy across the start-finish line, he'll pick up that 2nd position. Dallas Markle still working his way around the track. He'll come into turn 11 here, the final turn of the night. And again, the 48 machine makes it through the turn, down the front stretch, and he'll pick up a 3rd place trophy here at Watkins Glen. Kevin McCarthy, a valiant effort from him tonight in the 44 machine. He will finish 4th. And Colton Berkey in number 81 machine. He's a lot of these guys still out here on the track, but really no competition. He'll finish 5th here at Watkins Glen. So what a night of road racing here as Chase Cabre celebrates his win. Back here, he's getting the rub down by a lot of these guys here on the track. And of course, I'm sure there's going to be quite a few words between him and his brother here. Harrison, I wish I could be a little sly on the wall of the Cabre house here tonight and listen to these 2 brothers go at it.
Yeah, the Cabre family taking the top 2, sweeping the top positions in this race. The top 6 is a very interesting top 6. McCarthy, as you mentioned, able to get 4th after that accident in the inner loop. So it's a nice rebound for him and Churchman to get 6th in a 21 car field. 21 started this race. And give a shout out to Colton Berkey in that number 81, able to get a top 5 finish. Now he qualified 6th actually, but early on he lost some spots, but was able to get into a groove and capitalize on other people's mistakes. So a nice top 5 run for Colton Berkey. But I guess the story is the Cabre family chase with the win, a very solid effort, and Cole getting 2nd place as they do their cool down lap and work their way back around to the front stretch.
You bet. I'll tell you what, we'll wait until they get down on the front stretch. I'm sure Chase probably want to burn off whatever's left on those tires on that number 39 machine when he gets there. Of course, he's being either chased or pushed by the number 2. And I'll tell you what, if I was a little brother, I'd probably be pretty proud of older brother there with the win. And of course, a 1-2 for a couple of brothers on any given track. That's worth celebrating no matter what. But as Chase burns him down on the front stretch, let's go ahead and give him a few seconds and let's step away. We'll take a commercial break. When we come back, the post-race show here from Watkins Glen, New York, with your winners. So don't wander off. We'll be right back. And welcome back to Watkins Glen, New York. 44 laps later and a whole lot of lead laps. Chase Cabry brings home the trophy, but not after being chased down by his little brother, Cole Cabry, here tonight at Watkins Glen. And Chase, I tell you what, Cowboy, you and I have known each other for quite some time. I'm very familiar with your racing. You do very well. Congratulations on the run tonight. Talk about your race.
Oh, it was an amazing race. From the start to finish, I led basically every lap except for the one lap I pitted, and Michael stayed out there. But all in all, a great race. And I wish Cole wouldn't have got turned there on first lap, because it would have been a battle with him. He'd catch me, and then he'd make a mistake, and I'd pull him. But it definitely would have been fun to race with my little brother there.
You know, when Churchill had that little accident, I mean, Churchman was absolutely closing the distance on you, trying to run you down. Looked like he might have had a shot at it. Were you worried about that at all, or what was going through your mind at that time?
I seen him coming, and I knew we only had about 6 laps left, and I knew that it takes about at least a lap to set somebody up to get underneath him and get around him. So I wasn't really worried about him. I knew he was faster and he was catching me lap by lap, but I was just giving it all I got. And actually, the one who had me on edge for basically half the race was Kevin McCarthy. He had me there, and I was 0.5 the whole race with him. And I'd made a mistake. He got on the outside of me, and he drove way down in there into the inner loop and hit the tires. And after that, I kind of. If I didn't make a mistake, I would have the win secured there.
You bet. And of course, everybody's going to ask the question: are you giving trade secrets to little brother there, or are you going to leave him on his own?
Oh, definitely. Me and him go at it every day. It's not fun when we run in there and we take each other out. It's not a good day here at the house. Yeah, everybody comes out with their protests. It's a local. What were you doing here in the Cabry house?
I'll tell you what, the little man certainly drove his heart out tonight trying to run Big Brother down. So give him a pat on the head from the Cowboy. Tell him good job. Who makes it happen for you, Chase?
Definitely Focus Eyewear, Geared Up Productions, a new sponsor, STR Components. Thanks for everything you do. But definitely got to run in there and tell Cole good job. That was fun.
Absolutely. I'll tell you what, let's throw it on down pit road. Harrison has actually caught up with the young man, little brother to your winner here tonight, Cole Cabry.
Yeah, I'm here with Cole Cabry, driver that number 2 Nick Del Campo Designs Chevrolet Geared Up Productions, also on the side of that truck. And I tell you, right from the get-go, lap 1, turn 1, a driver got in a little bit too hot, and certainly that had to make your race quite interesting. I don't think anyone on the track passed more cars.
Yeah, it was fun. I got turned on the first lap. It was hard to come back from the back of the field, but you know what? All in all, it was a great race. I was trying to run Chase down, but it didn't happen.
Yeah, certainly a lot of lost ground on the track from turn 1, but a real nice pace early on in the first run. Actually, the fastest car on the track. So what were you doing to keep those rear tires on and keep that speed in the truck on the long run?
Oh, it was hard. Huh? The long runs would hurt me the most. When tires would wear down and wear down. I would get sideways every corner and almost lose it, and I would lose time, and I would get catch by 4th place. So it was a hard run, and it was just really fun.
And actually, looking at these point standings, are you looking to run more and more of these races? I actually don't see you in the points right now, but certainly here tonight for Watkins Glen.
Oh, I would. I am gonna run some more. This is a great league. They have some clean drivers in here, and this setup really helped me get through the pack and get second. Can't thank more than Chase for getting me the setup and making it, and it was great. I can't thank Nick Del Campo for painting me the car, and Geared Up Productions.
Yeah, certainly a great run. Anyone else you'd like to thank after a solid second place finish?
Wow, I can't think of any more. Yeah, I can't think of any more.
Yeah, but I tell you what, you did a real nice job to come back. Certainly very young and able to keep your composure and get a real nice finish there. A lot of people would have made mistakes coming through the field, so a nice job, Chase. And as we go to Shady, I believe has a third place finish. Dallas Miracle.
You bet. And unfortunately, Dallas's Markle, the Miracle Man, Dallas Markle is his microphone apparently is on the fritz. But I can probably do this for him. There's a reason why Dallas Markle sits in second position. And there's another reason why he's up a couple of notches this week coming into Watkins Glen. This dude can wheel a car like with the best of them. Dallas Markle is nothing less than a stellar performer when it comes to doing this racing stuff. Valiant effort by him here tonight. And I know that Watkins Glen is probably not his best track, but I'll tell you what, he keeps his foot in it and does an outstanding job. But terrific run for Dallas Markle in the number 48 machine. He'll finish third here tonight at Watkins Glen. Big points night for him, I'm sure. And of course, with Dale Smalley ending his night way back at the beginning of the race. In fact, he'll finish, I believe, somewhere around 21st. But Dale Smalley apparently had a prior commitment, wanted to at least get in here, lead a lap, get on the points board, but it may not be enough. And it looks like Dallas Markle is closing the distance on Dale Smalley for sure. So again, big congratulations to Dallas Markle on the run. CORA, I tell you what, I can go on and on about these guys. You just got to simply check them out. Tell them the Cowboy sent you over there. Talk to Alan Larson. You can talk to Kevin McCarthy, James Brown. These are the guys who run this outfit over here. And if you're looking to get into the money, you qualify a couple of times a week here to get in. You get on the grid, and you show up for Sunday money and start racing. $50 goes to the winner of the race. And I'll tell you what, it can pile up if you're a consistent driver and can get the job done. Top 10 positions paid here. You just got to check these guys out. CORA-racing.com and come out here and race with the best of the best. But Harrison, hey, Watkins Glen, dude. I mean, it's just, they send a flagman home. It's one of those tracks where you got to pay attention. And it's a very narrow track, and usually other cars are nothing more than obstacles out there.
Yeah, Watkins Glen is always a good time because it's a track where you got to get into a rhythm. Every mistake is extremely costly, and you're extremely on edge. So it's a game of playing with the edge of the limit of the car or truck, as in tonight, and also not making any mistakes. So it's a great competition to see who really has these trucks figured out. And it was an awesome race to watch tonight.
You bet. And I'll tell you what, there's a lot more coming your way here at CORA. And again, you can check them out at CORA-racing.com and take a look around. And like I said, I mean, I would do nothing short but joining these guys, get in there, qualify in, and get a shot at the Sunday money. Hey, like the Cowboy says in the ad, win a trip to the bank, dude. But for Alan Larson and all the boys here at CORA, for Harrison Wilditz up here in the booth with me, and of course Laura Lawson, she's doing a wonderful job pushing the buttons on the cameras down on the trailer and keeps us up on what's happening in other places around the track. Hey, that's it from Watkins Glen, so we'll catch you next time right here live on ETV Live.